Yeah.
So as promised from the workshop the other evening on kettlebells, I said we were going to put a video online, and here it is. So before you start this or any other exercise program, always consult a physician. If you experience any pain or dizziness, make sure you stop immediately. What I'm going to do now is go through each exercise, demonstrating 10 repetitions of each one. You can follow this format, or you can do each exercise 10 repetitions 3 times and then move on to the next one. Or again, you can go through the whole cycle of exercise and repeat it 2 or 3 times, whatever you're more comfortable with. As you get more experience, you can do each exercise for 30 seconds, rest for 30 seconds, working your way up to 45 seconds of exercise, 30 seconds rest, to a minute of exercise, 30 seconds rest. So let's get started. So the first one is going to be the kettlebell upright rows. Always with these exercises, you always want to start with a comfortable position with your feet. For myself, I always like to turn my toes out. It's just more comfortable for my body type. You have to see what works best for you. Also, as you do the exercise, find that level of comfort that doesn't put any stress in your knees as far as when you're bending down with any of the squatting movements. So you want to keep your head up, you want to squat down, bring the kettlebell up, keeping the elbows high. Just like this. Always breathing out on your way up. And when you put the kettlebell down, again, you want to squat down. You never want to just bend down. You don't want to put that extra stress on your spine. The next one is going to be, same thing, picking up. You want to squat down and pick it up. The next exercise is going to be a kettlebell squat hold. So I like to do this actually against a wall. You want to bring your toes out so that when you squat down, your knees never come out over your toes. So again, you want to get into a position where you're putting stress in the muscles. If you're more comfortable up higher where there's no stress in the knee, that's fine, or you could go down even lower. Once you get into the position of the squat, then you're going to take the kettlebell and you're going to hold it out in front of you. This one is actually a timed exercise. For now, I'm just going to hold it for about 10 seconds, but again, you can work your way up to as much as a minute. So again, getting in that position, taking the kettlebell, you're going to hold it right in this position. And the nice thing about using the wall is it keeps you in a good upright position without putting stress on your spine. And again, just holding it for about 10 seconds. And then bringing the kettlebell down, and then standing up. And then we put the kettlebell down again. The next exercise is going to be the figure eights. So with the figure eights, again, squatting down, pick the kettlebell up. You want to hold the kettlebell, set your thumbs on the inside. And what we're going to do with this is we want to make sure, again, got a nice athletic stance, knees slightly bent. You want to squeeze the butt, bring the hips slightly forward. And then from here, what we're going to do is we're going to bring the kettlebell around the head. And what we'll do is we'll do 5 going this direction. And then we'll do 5 going the opposite direction. So from here, now we go the other way. Keeping the knees slightly bent, keeping the glutes or the butt muscles flexed. That might have been 6, but that's okay. And then again, squatting to put the weight back down. The next exercise is going to be the squat with the tricep extension. So again, picking the kettlebell up the proper way. Same grip that we just had, thumbs on the inside. With this, again, you've got to find what's comfortable for you with your foot placement. For me, I like my toes slightly out and my legs a little bit wider than shoulder width. We're going to hold the kettlebell above your head. And what we're going to do is we're going to squat down. As we squat, we're going to bring the elbows down, or bring the kettlebell down. And as you come up, you're going to extend the arms. So we'll show you what it looks like. So we're going to do 10 of these. Trying again to keep the knees from going out over the toes, okay? So we're going to squat. Oops, forgot to bring the kettlebell down. So we're going to squat, bring the kettlebell up. You want to create a rhythm. And breathing out as you come up. A good trick is always to keep your head up so it keeps you from going forward. And I think that was 10. So again, bring the kettlebell down, squatting, put the kettlebell to the floor. The next exercise is going to be rainbows. So again, we get the kettlebell, same grip, slightly shoulder width apart. Gonna bend the knees slightly, contract the hips and bring the pelvis forward. And from here, we're gonna bring the kettlebell around. And as soon as you get to this side, you go back to the other side. You want to make sure you're keeping your body straight, especially the hips. You don't want them going out side to side. This is what's going to engage the core. And kettlebell down. Next exercise is going to be the one-arm thrusters. So again, picking the kettlebell up. Now from here, we're going to take the kettlebell, palm up, kettlebell in front. With this movement, what I want to do is with the kettlebell in front of the chin, as we squat down, kettlebell stays here. As we come up, we're going to bring the kettlebell up overhead. So in this kind of motion. But now I want to combine that with a squat. So again, you got to find what's comfortable for you, and especially as far as how low you go in your squat. We don't want any stress on the knees. So from here, I'm going to squat overhead and creating that rhythm. So we'll do 5 on one side, and then we switch. Again, palm up, kettlebell starts in front, knuckles facing forward, and same thing, we're going to squat as we come up overhead, creating that rhythm. Breathing out as you come up. And we'll bring the kettlebell down. The next one is going to be the one-arm row. There's different variations of this. I'll show you the way that I like to do it, that I find that's comfortable for me. I keep one foot going forward, the other foot pointing out the other way. I keep my hand balanced on my front leg, and I hold the weight and bring the weight this way. It's kind of like starting a lawnmower. The only thing is I try to keep my shoulders pretty much level with the floor, or parallel with the floor. So now with the weight, it looks like this. So try not to really have the body move, you're only moving the arm. Same thing. Weight goes down, I'm going to switch to the other side. Again, I like to keep my front foot facing forward, my back foot slightly outward, and bending the knees. I like to base my hand on the front leg. Try not to let that upper body turn. Just like that. The next one, I don't think I did this one in the workshop. This is another one that's really good for the core, lower back, stomach muscles. I'm going to pick the kettlebell up. I'm going to start with one hand. You're going to keep, again, the knee slightly bent, engaging the butt muscles or your glute muscles. And we're going to pass the kettlebell around our body. We're going to go 5 one direction. And then we're going to go the opposite direction. Keeping the glute muscles or butt muscles tight the whole time. Keeping your belly button in tight as well. And then put the kettlebell down. And that's the 8 exercises. Those are my 8 favorite kettlebell exercises standing. Probably in about a month or so, we're going to do an additional kettlebell workout done on the floor with different exercises. But these are great to start with. If you have any questions, always ask me, and I'll be more than happy to show you how to do them. Or if you just want me to watch how you do a certain exercise, we can do that as well. So we'll talk to you soon. Thanks.